Welcome to Once Upon a Roll, a D&D podcast where I, Rasputin, play a one-on-one session of D&D 5th edition with a guest in the land of Cortia, a homebrew setting that I've been using for the past 2 years. Each episode takes place at a different time and location across Cortia in order to bring new stories to my world. So if you missed an earlier episode, feel free to go back and check it out, but you won't be completely lost if you start here. For updates, information, and additional content, check out the Twitter account, Discord server, and the Patreon. Links for everything are in the description. Without further ado, I want to introduce today's guest, Raven. You probably know her as Bobdunga. Raven, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm really excited, and I'm like smiling ear to ear right now.
Good. Well, I just fumbled through that intro, so you have a low bar to jump over, which is great.
I take like 1,000 more takes, so you did pretty good actually. I was like, damn.
I felt like I was flowing through it better than normal, but it is what it is. So Raven, have you played D&D before? That's the question I always start with.
In the past.
Okay.
Like a long time ago, I used to play a campaign with a few friends, but like I was one of those players where like I didn't fully understand the rules, so I'd always be like, can I do this? Can I do that? So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's how a lot of people start. Granted, there are those people that like will go out and buy the books and like read it all, and you'll just be sitting at the table with them like, oh, you've been playing for years. And they're like, no, just learned about it yesterday. And it's like, what? But yeah, I mean, ultimately, the only thing that matters is like having an imagination, right?
Yeah, honestly, as long as you can carry the story and like have fun with it, then all the mechanics and stuff, it comes the more you play, I guess.
So when you played in those campaigns, how long ago was it? Was it 5th edition or a different version or a different game?
Oh God, it was like maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
So like university.
Yeah. Yeah, probably just before. I don't know the timeline of everything. I should probably, but yeah, okay. Because I started with like 3.5, which doesn't matter all that much to know all this shit, but it was very rules heavy, so I was kind of in the same boat as you, because there were way more rules in that one too, where I was like...
Yeah, it was confusing, but we used like we didn't use like the books, we used the online resources to sort of set up our campaign and stuff. So I just kind of sat there with my dice like, what do I do? Like, how do I make my character?
Tell me what to roll. Yeah. Yeah. We have a good one planned for y'all today. Not really. You don't know anything other than the character you made.
Yeah.
That's usually how I like to toss information at guests in the kindest way possible.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, I guess something I'm going to try to be doing from now on more often. If you want to say, in general, what you do on the internet, this is a good time to do it.
Well, I do a lot of video essays and like retro rewinds about video games mostly. Some nostalgic content about cartoons, but I usually keep it like video game centric. Is that a word? That's a word, right?
Yeah, it can be. Just now.
Yeah, it's over on my channel, Bobdunga, the Bobdunga show. I'm Bobdunga. Yeah.
There'll be links in the description.
Okay, good.
But yeah, very cool. Well, unless you have anything left to say, any concerns, questions, comments, whatever, I think we're good to jump in. Well, get excited for this episode of Once Upon a Roll. The kingdom of Cortia has thrived for over 1,000 years. In that time, it's endured war against powerful enemies, outlasted deadly feuds between its lords, and fought against evil, both of this plane and others. However, during the most recent festival of the autumn sun, the sages' ritual revealed a nearly forgotten omen. The sign of Black Sun, a symbol only seen once before, and it almost led to the destruction of Cortia. Panicked, the common folk in the capital city rioted, and when the dust settled, the king was dead, and his 2 children had disappeared in the night. The lord of the city of Edgewood, Tom Dunn, restored peace to the capital, and with no heirs the king anywhere to be seen, he decided to sit the throne and take the position of Lord Regent. However, this story takes place 2 weeks before the Festival of the Autumn Sun, and just outside of the country of Cortia. You've been on the road for weeks, traveling from the kingdom of Amalis to the Lost Lands to Tilb, and now to Brana. Your destination has been a loose one, but every step has brought you closer to Cortia. You can't say why fully, but it is just a feeling deep in your core. If the knowledge you seek is anywhere, it will be there. But walking is exhausting, and exercise has never been your strong suit. After the hundreds of miles you've already traveled, you figured it'd be best to take the final leg in style. As you walk along the dusty city street, you open up your coin pouch and take a look inside. The gold you stole when you slipped away in the night has lasted you quite a while, but it is nearly out. You figure you have just enough to book passage on a ship, but after that you'll most likely need to find some kind of work. You close the pouch and look up at the dock. You arrived in the city of Tola late last night, so you didn't really get a good look around. Tola is a relatively small city that primarily acts as a midway point for ships that are traveling from the capital of Brana to the city Endon in Cortia. You get the sense that this city doesn't really come alive until there are ships in the harbor, and given that right now there's only one, things are pretty quiet. So yeah, as you walk along the city street, heading towards the dock, is there anything you want to do?
What time of the day is it again?
The moment, it's pretty early morning.
I could go up to the ships and maybe see if they'd let me on.
Yeah, so you want to head towards the dock then?
Yeah, towards the docks.
You take a turn closer to the water. It's relatively early in the morning. The sun is coming up. People are out quiet in the streets, some, hanging laundry and whatnot. You see there's only one ship docked at the moment. It's pretty sizable, and it sways back and forth in a slow, soothing way. For a moment, as the sun kind of shines off the water in the side of the ship, you swear that it must be made out of gold. But as you move closer, you see that the color is definitely gold, but obviously no ship could float and be made out of metal like that. It must be some special kind of wood. Keep heading up towards it.
Yeah. Is there anybody near the ship?
Yeah, you see as you're kind of approaching the dock, some hustle and bustle on the ship, but sitting on the dock, just in front of it, is a human man. It seems like he's holding some piece of paper.
I walk up to him to start a conversation.
Okay, yeah. You take some steps up. He looks at you and gives a smile, and his smile is missing, the 3 most important teeth. His skin almost looks like hardened leather, and he's stained red from, 1,000 too many days in the sun. But he does have kind eyes. He looks up at you. What do you need? So as he asks the question and looks at you, can you tell me what he sees?
Someone with light purple skin and a very frail demeanor, even though they're dressed in expensive armor, with a silver ponytail, who's kind of on the short side and has a bit of a stocky demeanor, but it's more of a stocky and small demeanor.
And do you have the typical half-orc tusk teeth at all, or is it?
So my tusk teeth, they've been shaven down. Okay. So it's sort of an ambiguous look that they have. Gwendolyn? Yeah.
Yeah, he looks at you, kind of eyes you up and down. He doesn't, roll an insight check.
13.
Plus 4, 17. Yeah, that's a very good roll. As you look at him and kind of you're probably used to getting a few weird looks, based on your upbringing and your travels. Mm-hmm. You get the sense that he has world knowledgeable enough where he's ran into half-orcs before and doesn't seem to turn his nose up at it in any sort of way.
I ask him, do you know the quickest way or when the ships are leaving for Cortia?
Yeah, Well, this ship is leaving later today to head to Endon, which is a city inside of Cortia. Would you like to book passage on it?
Yes, that would be perfect.
Well, you've picked a good one. This is the Golden Gale. It's the best-looking ship sailing the southern seas. You'll be traveling in style on here.
How much is it aboard the ship?
Well, can you roll another insight check for me?
A 6.
Ooh, not as good. And then +4, so 10.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be 5 gold from here. You do notice he kind of like darts his eyes back and forth, but...
I don't know how I feel about that dart. Do I have the resources for that? Do I have the gold for that?
Yeah, I'd say you probably have like 7 gold left on you.
So I'm a little apprehensive because I did notice that little darty action he had going on. But I'm a little confident and I'm also impatient. And I do want to get to where I have to be. So I agree, but with caution.
Yeah, I imagine you kind of like, it's a deal, hand out very like, ooh,
Yeah.
shakily sort of, yeah. He stands up, smiles, shakes your hand. You see that wide open gapped smile, of missing many teeth come at you, but it beams with kindness. Well, the name's Orf, and you are?
It's good to meet you, Orf. I'm Gwendolyn Blackwater.
It's a good name, Blackwater.
I knew some very good people back in my hometown.
I never did. And he turns and like starts walking onto the ship. Do you follow?
I think I'm probably going to investigate around the ship first.
Okay. Yeah, roll an investigation check.
Oh, I got 20.
Nice. That's very good. Yeah, with that, you look at the ship and you see him like walk up and kind of like, as you don't follow him, he kind of does turn back to you like, come on. But as you take a kind of slow walk, still on the dock, I imagine, but like along the ship, kind of looking like, are you looking for like, does this thing seem seaworthy, right? I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, just checking out how sturdy everything is.
Yeah. So as you look at it, you notice that the gold look that you had seen before, like obviously it can't be made of gold. You recognize it as red ironwood, which is just a very strong tree that, when shaved has a gold look. You do know that, I imagine you're a fairly well-read person in general.
Yes.
So, you would know that very strong ships are typically made out of red ironwood, and they hold up well, especially if ever being attacked or anything like that.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking for like any secret compartments at the side of the ship or anything out of the ordinary.
I would say from where you are, even with a good roll, you don't see anything that's like, oh yeah, that's a bailout hatch,
Yeah.
It doesn't, you definitely, I don't want to say, for sure that this ship is perfectly safe, but from where you're standing, you're like, yeah, nothing seems sketchy, like outwardly sketchy about it. It
seems legit.
It's a nice ship. Yeah.
Okay.
And you do that with fair confidence.
So once I check out the ship, I feel a little bit better about things, and I continue to follow him.
He kind of walks along. He's like, do you have any bags you need carried?
I kind of travel light, so I sort of decline and say, I'm fine. I have a small bag with me, but that's about it.
All right. Well, if you would have come an hour earlier, you would have got the last quarters, but instead you'll be sleeping in the main room. There's your own little hammock, which ain't bad. He takes you below deck. As you look around, you start to hear the hustle and bustle of sailors on the ship starting to rouse and get to work. It's hard to get a full number. I'd say still rolling off of that 20 investigation, you're probably just like, right, keeping your eyes like constantly like,
yeah, looking everywhere.
Everything. Yeah. And with a 20, nat 20, like I'll let that roll for a while because that's a very good roll. You get the sense there's probably around like 30 people on the ship total, most of which are crew. You see what seems to be a few other people who are just on there for traveling purposes, like yourself.
Yeah.
A few people stand out to you as you're walking down following Orf. You see a woman who you'd almost think is a human if it weren't for her very clear tiefling horns and tail, who as she walks by kind of gives you an appraising look and then goes up and tail kind of whips almost hitting your arm, but just barely misses. You see carrying a trunk as you kind of get down, carrying a trunk towards what looks to be a private room, is a human man who at a glance could best be described as rich as fuck. He wears ornate looking glasses, dressed in fine robes, a little too fine for the sea, and he wears rings on more than one finger.
I sort of look down a little bit on him because of where Gwendolyn comes from. She comes from a very rich society of high elves, so she always attributes like fine clothing and wealth to like, very stuck up types of people. So she scoffs a little bit to herself, even though she herself is dressed in riches.
Yeah. You let the little scoff out. No one seems to notice it. Orf is like too busy kind of like telling you all this stuff that I imagine is just like flying over the head,
Yeah.
Last month we had herring, like just like who gives a shit, but just hitting you with as much information as he's leading you to your cot.
I interrupt Orf and I say, do you know of that man that just walked by?
Yeah, that's the passenger, the one who got here an hour before you, got the last private room. You want to roll an insight check?
Okay. What is this? A 15.
And then +4?
Uh-huh.
Oh, dang. You're rolling very well.
I'm fucking smart.
So that's a 19.
That's good, though, because the character, like, I made it so that she's a bookworm, so it all works out.
As Orf is, like, saying, like, oh, the one that got the room for you, trying to sound very nonchalant.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell, like, it seems like he's forcing unfamiliarity with this person into his voice.
Yeah, like, come on. I know you must know something.
Yeah.
How long have you known the rest of the crew on the ship?
I've been sailing with them for 5 years now. The captain started sailing out about 10 years ago, so probably one of the longest standing people still here other than the captain.
Interesting, so you would know the most about everything.
Well, he kind of like rubs his chest. I don't know about the most, but I know quite a bit.
So I choose not to pry with the questions about the passenger. And I just sort of change the subject casually because I'm like, I got my eye on you.
He, leads you over to a bunk. Says, you're free to, or hammock rather. You're free to go wherever you want around the ship as long as it's above deck or in this area. The mess hall's down that way. He points down a little hallway. Only thing that's off limits is the private rooms and the captain's quarters. And he points to a door further down this big room that you're kind of in. You see it's like a double door, so you can tell, like, okay, yeah, that's the special quarters. It's not like obnoxious, like, oh, I'm the captain, I need the fucking coolest door in the world.
Super extravagant.
Yeah. You imagine there's not a ton of like ego attached to it. You see standing outside is a half-elf man who just immediately like strikes you as someone who used to be in the military. He stands straight and tall and is dressed in a sharp blue uniform. Or says, that's the first mate Ariza. He's, not as fun as someone like me, but good guy to have on board.
Your captain is a half-elf?
Oh, no, that's the first mate. Captain's a dwarf.
Oh.
Kind of a weird choice. Dwarves don't often get on the sea, but our captain.
Good for him.
Hill dwarf of all types, too. Usually they're just hiding around, but I guess it's a story for another time how he got on sea if you want to have some drinks later tonight.
My ears like perk up. I don't know about this guy. But let's see. I guess I look at him a little because I'm very much a reserved to myself person. So any sort of advancement for like friendship or even like other things just like has my highly suspicious radars like
also noted he's like lied like
yeah, he's just like he's being very, very quick with me. So I don't I think I immediately sort of step back a little bit into my own space and say, yes, well, thank you for showing me to my room. I'd like to practice my magic now.
Yeah, he kind of like his eyes kind of widen when you say magic. He's like, see you in the mess later. And he turns and heads off.
Whew, what a fucking creep.
Yeah. So you have like a little hammock. It's in like an open space where you see some other hammocks laying around. You imagine some of the crew is there. There is like a little partition, nothing that's like attached to the wall, but like you can kind of put it in front to have a little privacy. Like everyone will hear everything you say, but at least have a little privacy in it.
Okay. I hope you didn't hear me call him a creep as he walked away.
It didn't look like he reacted to it.
So I guess I sit down, not in the hammock. I sit on the floor and I open out like my books and I just start reading my spell book just to practice. Oh wow, yeah. Roll
just a intelligence check, so a d20 and then add whatever your intelligence score is.
Oh my god, I rolled a 3.
Oh, not great.
Yeah, not great. I guess I just pretend to look smart.
Yeah, I think you open the book and you're trying to read, but it sounds like, as some time passes, people are starting to like unhitch the ship, starting to get it ready. You're hearing people yell out, port anchor. Yeah, I don't know any ship stuff in real life, but I do in D&D. But they shout ship relevant things. You also have like just Orf, like just thinking about Orf in general, being like, wow, that's a weird dude. Making it hard for you to focus on reading your book. So it's the sort of thing where you read the same paragraph 6 times and you're like, dang it.
I just can't focus. I can't focus. That guy's such a creep. Yeah. I guess I close my book and I close my book. I put it away because I just can't seem to focus. Like there's too many distractions and I actually don't really feel that safe on the ship. So I decide to like explore the quarters.
Yeah. Just walking around or...
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you move your little partition out of the way and start walking around, the thing that's kind of in the hull of the ship. It's probably about like, 40 feet by 20 feet. So sizable, especially on a ship. But yeah, you kind of walk around. You see a few people hanging around, in their hammocks, just looking up at you as you walk by. And as you walk down, do you kind of like walk towards the mess hall, or do you walk towards the captain's quarters? What do you think?
Probably towards the mess hall.
Okay. Yeah. So you walk towards like what seems to be the front of the ship, and yeah, eventually walk down a little hallway and into what seems to, it's smaller than the last room you were in, but a sizable, looking around it, it seems like a tavern, almost like inside of the ship, just with not like a bar owner, just more of someone there preparing meals and whatnot and dropping things off. There are a handful of tables just around, and yeah, no one is really in there except for... Yeah, there is one man who seems to be preparing some food on one end.
I like the quietness of it, I guess, and I sit down and I figure, why not buy something, or like, why not grab something to eat?
Yeah, the man working there, he seems to be younger. He has the air of someone that doesn't fully know what's going on, or really like doesn't fully understand what it means to be part of the ship, so they shoved him back here in the down below to prepare meals. But he seems happy enough to be there. And he looks up and says, we don't have any meals yet, but yeah, if you want to sit down, that's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Any drinks?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want? We have ale.
Ale?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Just a glass.
He grabs like a mug from behind and walks forward. He kind of trips on one of the planks, like, dang it. He sets it down in front of you. He's like, so, are you new to the crew, or are you a passenger?
Investigating the mug a little bit, because I'm kind of a germaphobe.
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
Okay. 10.
You kind of like bend over to like look in, like the outside seems clean enough. You bend over to like look into it, but he's already started pouring. So you don't catch like, was there a spider in there? Who knows? You'll never know. But yeah. So yeah, passenger or?
Oh, I'm a passenger. I'm not part of the crew or anything.
Cool. Well, my name's Bodil.
Nice to meet you, Bodil. How long have you been a part of the crew?
2 months now. Yeah. Lost my last job.
I'm sorry to hear that. Where did you used to work?
Yeah. In a tavern. Making meals.
I say that as I slowly sip my drink.
How do you like it?
The drink or
the ale, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the ale. It's fine. I only really took a short sip before he interrupted me.
He kind of like stands there awkwardly. It's like, I'm gonna go get back to what I was doing.
Yeah, that's great. I'm just gonna be over here drinking my ale. Yeah. I sort of turn my chair over a little bit to the side, and I think to myself, wow, everyone I've met on this ship is absolutely bizarre.
Yeah. You just hang there drinking your drink for a while, and
yeah, I decide to stay there until it's finished, and then just head back to exploring.
Yeah, in your time as you drink, you hear like one glass fall and shatter on the ground, and Bo just, dang it! Oh man, I keep doing that, and he like cleans it up. Your estimation, at least from what you hear of Bodil, is he's a kid that means well. But that only goes so far, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you finish your drink,
I decide to head on out and keep exploring.
So I guess the areas you haven't really been would be like by the private quarters and the captain's quarters, or going above deck.
Above deck or I'm gonna go by the captain's quarters.
So you make your way towards the captain's quarters. You see standing there is still the half-elf man introduced as the first mate, Arisa. Kind of looks at you as you approach. Very unflinching, like just the slightest turn of a head. You'd almost be like, did he look at me?
What is he dressed in, by the way?
Yeah, so he's wearing like, you'd imagine like, it's not a uniform of any army or country you get the sense though like he had something custom made to look like it's a uniform. Yeah.
Is the captain there with him?
The captain seems to be inside of the room that he's just standing in front of.
So are they behind like a glass door or like a...
So he's like in the main cabin area that you are in.
Oh, okay.
And there's a door, the double door, and then the captain's quarter behind. So you can't see the captain in his quarters at the moment. And there's no like glass into it. He's just kind of standing guard, you'd assume.
I guess I don't want to bother them. I don't know. Because just based on the way the elf was, I guess he's had like better things to tend to. So I decided to go like up top.
Okay. As you head upstairs, up the stairs and go onto deck, You see the sun has risen a fair bit in the time that you spent reading and drinking this early morning. And yeah, you see at this point they're kind of untying the ship and starting to push it off and move it to sea. As this, continues on and they start putting the sails up, you hear loud footsteps coming up from the stairs that you just recently went up, and it seems like just a giant of a man must be about to come out, but, standing about 4 feet tall is who you assume to be the captain, a dwarf with graying hair, middle-aged. There are a few specks of red in it still. He doesn't really pay any attention to you as he walks up the stairs and across the deck. He doesn't really seem to, notice anyone, is the best way to put it. He's just all right, I'm getting to the helm. I'm gonna do my captain stuff. Yeah. Not concerning himself with other stuff. Following behind him is the first mate, giving him a few updates on. They say that the winds, south of Endon are good at this point, and just giving some little tips and whatnot. And
is there anyone else up there with us, or?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, a lot of the crew is kind of, putting sails down, getting stuff ready. So at this point, yeah, most of the crew is on deck.
Most of the crew is on deck with the captain and the first mate. I guess is Orf, is his name Orf?
Orf, yeah, is the weird guy.
Okay. Is Orf up there as well?
Roll a perception check.
I got 17.
Yeah, you kind of look up and you see in the crow's nest with a telescope is Orf.
So I walk up to Orf, and as he's looking through the telescope, I kind of take him by surprise. I'm like, "What you doing, Orf?"
Okay. So he's in the crow's nest though, which is the thing you have to climb up to. Oh. So do you yell from below, or do you kind of do a sneaky climb up, or?
I think I probably yell from below.
Okay. As you yell, kind of sneak up, "What's up, Orf?" You see him just shoot down his telescope towards you and focus it. And he's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?"
I guess we're taking off soon.
Yep.
He
kind of brings it back up and starts looking around, surveying the area some more.
So I sort of turn from him, and is it okay if I approach somebody else working on the ship, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I walk up to someone else, part of the crew.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, the one person nearby would be the tiefling woman that had walked by you earlier.
Right. Yeah, but she almost smacked me in the face. I'm gonna go bother the tiefling woman.
Okay.
Because I'm sure the crew has, stuff to do.
Yeah, so you see her, tying some knots off, and yeah, you walk up to her, and she kind of turns her head towards you.
So I introduce myself, and I say, "Hello there, I'm Gwendolyn Blackwater. It's very good to meet you." And I open out my arm to shake her hand.
As she's tying the knots, you see her tail kind of come up by her hands, and she moves her right hand off to shake yours, and the knot, and she keeps tying the knot, but now using just her left hand and her tail. She shakes your hand. Name's Rory.
Rory? Good to meet you, Rory. Is she a crew member, or is she
You would get the sense she's crew.
Okay. So she's a crew member on the ship. She's not actually
Mm-hmm.
So she's tying off stuff, or?
Yeah, just tying knots, making sure things are secure and whatnot.
So what parts are you from? Whereabouts?
Oh, me, I'm originally from Cortia. Lived in the islands just outside the capital for a while.
How's Cortia? I've never been there before.
For people like you and me, kind of gives you a look up and down. It can be hit or miss. A lot of humans there. They don't always like stranger folk.
So I shake my head in agreement, and I'm like, yeah, I understand. How long have you lived there?
Well, I grew up there, but I've kind of been traveling for the last 10 years.
Are there very many magic folk there?
Oh, yeah, all sorts of them. Capital city of Cortia has a fair few. You know, there's the Archmage Yoren who lives there, and I know he teaches.
Yoren.
There's also the, I've never been. I've heard it's cool. The University of Odril. It's this city. It floats above Cortia. Many people learn stuff there, too.
That sounds fascinating. I'm very interested in learning more about magic and spells.
Cortia's as good a place as any.
So when she says that, I get, like, all excited.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know that there's more, like, magic there to look forward to, because partly one of the reasons I wanted to travel there was because I heard through the grapevine that they have a lot of libraries and places for me to study.
Sorry, is that something you say to her?
Oh, no, that's just like me.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah, there's a fair amount of focus on learning new knowledge in Cortia, where especially, you know, certain places with elves in general, you know, which you would have some experience with.
Yes.
They're all about the status quo. They're like, this has been working for 2,000 years. Why not keep doing it for another 2,000? Where humans, you know, because they have short lives comparatively, they're like, all right, let's get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, let's learn new stuff. So yeah, definitely would be appealing for those reasons.
So, what's the kingdom like in Cortia?
In general, you know, there's a king who rules over stuff. Handful of cities, each with different lords who answer to the king. I can really only speak for the islands I lived on. They pretty relaxed places for a while.
Okay, well, thank you for the information about the university and the studies in Cortia. Perhaps we'll run into each other later.
That's not that big of a ship, so yeah, I imagine, yes.
Okay. So, damn,
she kind of gives
so
like a
sassy.
wry, like I'm an ass. Yeah. Very much. Yeah.
Like I'm over here just like, they have books, and she's like, I don't give a fuck. So I don't let it bother me that much. I turn, like compared to everyone else I've met so far, she's like the most decent to talk to.
Yeah, you assume that, you know, that comment has nothing to do with you and everything to do with who she is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I turn around and I figure it's probably a good idea to meet other travelers on the ship if possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they wouldn't be like at the top where I am right now, right?
No, I mean, so the only other person that seemed like a potential traveler, for sure, was the rich-looking guy.
Moneybags.
Who was down below.
You know what? Let's talk to Moneybags.
You head down, do you just, like, knock on his door, or?
I guess, is it one of those, like, is it just a wooden door, or is there, like, a little window in the middle, or?
His is just a wooden door, yeah.
Yeah, let's knock and see.
You knock, a few seconds pass, and you hear a voice say, "Who is it?"
I sort of perk up when he says that, because it takes me by surprise. And I say, "It's Gwendolyn Blackwater. I'm a passenger on the ship, and I just thought I would say hello."
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, 20. Okay, so 21.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Dang.
You know, you do hear, like, kind of the slight exasperated sigh, but your you know, request was just polite enough where he felt like he probably couldn't refuse it. So you hear his footsteps walking across his little chambers and then see the door open, and he stands in front of you. "Pleasure to meet you, Gwendolyn," you said.
Yes, Gwendolyn Blackwater. Very nice to meet you.
"My name is Artur." He doesn't give a last name, very pointedly does
Yeah.
not.
I was like, is
No.
there can I see anything past him in his room? Like, can I see his the chest that he was carrying in earlier?
Yeah, you see it's closed and kind of at the foot of the bed.
So I sort of take a glance over at it. And then I look back at him. Wait, what's the suite that he's in? He's in like the private area?
Yeah, he's just in like a little private chambers that they seem to have for guests who are willing to shell out the coin.
I was gonna say like, like so the VIP suite, huh? What's that like?
I mean, yeah.
Just like be so nosy.
Yeah. How do you like being rich?
I know. So what's that like, huh? So what brings you to these quarters, I guess?
Well, I'm traveling and have the means and like my privacy.
Ah, dick. Okay. Every conversation I have. So like Gwen, she just kind of like, oh, not again. She like half expected him to be standoffish, but I guess his comment was sort of like the okay to like fuck off on my end. So I'm just like, all right. I just wanted to get to know the other people that I'd be traveling with, but it's nice to see you. I'm gonna go practice my magic now. I'll see you later. And I just leave.
You know, as you start to walk, do you go back to like your bunk or your hammock?
Is there anywhere else that I haven't explored?
Not really. I mean, you imagine there's like a few offshoot rooms where they have storage and whatnot. Or, you know, they didn't technically say you can't go, but you're like, well, I can go see what, you know, potatoes they're carrying, but that's up to you.
I guess I am curious, but at the same time, it might just be potatoes, like you said. Mm-hmm. So I guess I feel a little defeated that a lot of the people on the ship have been more or less strange and or standoffish. So I say, you know what? I'm just going to go see if I can practice my magic or something or find something to do in my quarters.
Well, yeah, you head back. Do you just kind of read there, practice, you know, make some little lights appear and have them dance around?
Yeah, practice like the what spell is that? Was it the dancing lights to entertain myself?
Yeah. You start practicing those things and, you know, time passes. You've started to feel the ship sway more and more as you guys have moved actually out into sea. I imagine that you have not spent a ton of time on ships. No.
Mostly walking, mostly magic to get, you know, to and from.
Yeah, I imagine it's not like she's never been on a ship.
Yeah.
But definitely not doesn't have sea legs perfectly down.
I get sick.
But yeah. Yeah, why don't roll a Constitution saving throw.
Please don't make me barf, please. Oh my god, it's a 1.
Oh, yeah. As you're rocking back and forth trying to read, you know, it's like that car sick feeling and you just like feel it coming up. I'll say it's not like you blow chunks all over the cabin floor, but it's definitely the like you catch the puke in your mouth.
This is like a barf in my hammock. No friends.
Oh, good start to this trip. Yeah. But yeah, eventually, you know, it seems like night is starting to fall and people are heading to the mess area to get some food.
So I'm still kind of have my like hand on my stomach, but I figure maybe if I eat something, it might sort of help with the motion sickness. So I decide to join them. You head in,
as you look around, you see, you know, you don't see the captain or the first mate. It seems like anyone of kind of the higher status of the crew is not really around this area. But yeah, you see a few familiar people. I mean, Bodil's in the back, like chopping up potatoes, like looking frantic, sweat dripping down his hand. He keeps like bumping into tankards, and some of the crew is like laughing at him. You see Rory sitting at a table on her own, with a book out in front of her, and she's sipping a beer as she like turns the pages with her tail. Pretty much as soon as you walk in, Orf looks up and takes some steps towards you. Hey, we got a seat for you over here, Gwendolyn.
I reluctantly go towards where he's guiding me to. Oh, hi, Orb. How's it going?
He brings you to a table. There's a few other sailors there, nondescript. They look like NPCs, you know? You don't need that many characters. And they kind of smile at Orf and you and give you a polite head nod. Orf waves over to Bodil, who's like trying to prepare things. He's like, Bodil, we'll need another meal over here. What'd you like, Gwendolyn?
Do you guys have any soup?
You got any soup, Bodil? And Bodil's kind of like, what? No, not today. And he like walks in the back and grabs some more ingredients, and it seems like he's starting up on some soup.
So I look around me. Is it just a bunch of like happy sailors?
For the most part, yeah.
So I guess everybody really likes to party it up on the ship.
Well, it's always exciting to set sail again. We were in port for a little while and get a little tired.
Yeah, definitely. So I talked to the guy with the suitcase earlier. He didn't seem too friendly.
Yeah, the other sailors at the table are like, some passengers, you know, not all are as normal and open as you. And Orf is like, yeah, like, weird guy. You can roll an insight check on that.
I love that.
I imagine.
I love that he's the one that's like, yeah, he's fucking weird. Like, okay, I rolled 15
plus
the 4. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Again, it's that like nonchalantness, right? Of like, yeah, that guy's weird. I don't know. And you're like, yeah, you're full of shit. Or if you seem to know more about him than you're letting on.
So I guess I like my eyes sort of trail onto Orf's and like I sort of glare a little bit. Not like too intimidating, but just kind of like, really, really.
And he kind of looks at you and picks up on that a bit. And he's like, what do you think of the captain?
Captain was fine. I didn't really get a chance to speak with him, but he seems like an okay guy. So you got like weird passengers on the ship from time to time, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Would you say he's super out of the ordinary? Seems pretty quiet.
Well, you want to hear something really out of the ordinary? Let me tell you about how the captain became captain of this ship. The other two sailors are like, or this one again. Like, hear me out. So, you know, hill dwarfs aren't naturally going for this. Just completely ignoring your
I'm not going to get anything out of this guy.
The captain, he was in love with a dwarven lass.
So I ignore
heart.
what he's saying completely, and I look at the others, and I'm like, do you guys know anything about the suitcase man? I always forget his name.
Like, sorry, we don't. I gotta let you know, he's not gonna stop until you listen to the story through. We've been through this a few times.
So I kind of cross my arms and just sort of nod, letting him continue his story.
In love with a beautiful dwarven lass. Loved her more than anything in the world, but she loved one thing more than him, and that was the sea. They say the night before the captain's wedding, her eyes glowed green like fire, or like green fire. The two like soldiers kind of like laugh at him, like, fire ain't green, Orf.
Is everyone down? Are they all like in the area eating? Even the guy with the suitcase?
The suitcase guy is not there. Archer is not there.
Darn. Okay, I was gonna try to sneak into his room or something.
Anyway, the captain, in the middle of the night, he hears a splash out his window. Wife, fiance, whatever, gone. Never saw her again. So, he's been sailing the seas trying to find her. Bring a tear to your eye.
He must be quite lonely.
Aren't we all? He takes a big drink as your soup gets brought over.
Thank you.
The two nondescript sailors just kind of laugh at Orf.
So I give a little once over at my soup to make sure everything's a-okay.
Yeah, I mean, just a quick look. It seems
Yeah.
fine. You know,
Then I just proceed to eat and sort of observe people in the room around me.
Roll just a perception check.
What is that? That's it's a 2. Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. You kind of look around, and your boy Orf is just really continuously talking. So you take a few glances. You don't really notice anything that seems concerning or stands out.
I think I'm like more trusting of my surroundings, except for Orf. Like everyone just seems to be a little bit like quirky, but I know that he's hiding something, and I don't exactly know how to get it out of him. Oh, hey Orf, do you like drinks? Wait, this is awful.
He slams his glass down. Yeah, of course.
You know what? You and I are gonna be pals. How about I get you another round of drinks?
Are you gonna do the thing where it's like you're like pretending to drink alongside?
Oh yeah, and it just goes like past my shoulder.
Well, let's do shots and just like splash it on the person behind you. Yeah.
Just use my magic to like evaporate the drinks.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Cast dancing lights or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see that? Yeah. Rave.
Yeah. You and Orf, him actually doing so and you pretending to. I'm going to have you roll like a sleight of hand to see how successful you are in pretending to down these drinks.
Sleight of hand. Oh, it's +1, so 16.
Okay. Yeah, that's very good. So very easily you fool him. He seems a little in his cups and as he's drinking, but you feel like you're even able to kind of fool the people around you who are not necessarily partaking in what you're doing, but around watching, talking with you all. They don't seem to catch on to what you're doing either.
So nobody really catches on. I'm just like, yeah, it's lit, yeah. Just like drinking it up. So then I start to lead into some questions. So, Orf, you having a good time?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you could really down those drinks.
You too. You sound suspiciously sober.
Whoa, me? No, dude.
I never knew half-orcs could drink so well.
Yeah, we got some pretty good immune systems. I sound so sinister. Like, I don't like it.
Maybe you have a good immune system.
I know. I'm just like rubbing my hands together. So I start to ask like a little bit more personal questions just to see what I can get out of him. So, like that guy from earlier, oh boy, he was a piece of work, right? Just like lighthearted.
Archer's a strange one. Oh, sorry, what?
It's a strange one? In what way? What makes him so strange?
Oh, I don't know him. Seems rich, wealthy, a little stuck up. He ain't in here like you. That's what, huh? Did I tell you about the captain?
Oh, yeah.
His fiance
Totally.
walked into the sea.
Hey, can we get another round of drinks? I don't want to kill him.
Yeah. Come around with some more drinks and keeps drinking along with you.
Yes, along with me, air quotes.
Yes.
So he's drinking again, and I decide maybe I could nudge a little bit to see if there's anything, and if not, then I don't want to like hurt this guy, so I'll just leave it. I ask, do you happen to know what's in that suitcase he had? It was quite heavy looking.
Roll a persuasion check, and I'll give you advantage because he is sloshed. Okay. Yeah.
17.
And then probably, what was it before? +1 for persuasion.
Yeah.
So 18, yeah. Oh. Just has his personal things in there and a few things for the job he's trying to do,
What's he in the business of?
Oh, exporting and importing, probably all those rich guys are.
Oh my god, he said importer, exporter. We're putting Seinfeld in here.
I'm not even going to make you roll an insight on that one, too. Very clearly, like, a lie. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just, like, thinking, should I just be, like, should I be more aggressive and just be like, come on, man, I know you're hiding something. You know what? He was kind of weird in the beginning, so let's go for that angle if that's possible. Come on, man, you can tell me anything. I'm your good friend now, see? I promise it'll stay between the two of us.
Kind of looks you up and down. Meet me above deck.
Yes.
30 minutes. We'll have a chat.
So I just like silently nod.
He gets up and stumbles out.
So I just wait a little bit before I follow him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as I'm waiting, I just kind of like look around. Has anything changed since our little lit party?
Yeah, it seems like some people have gone back to, the quarters probably to start getting rest. So it's cleared out some. A few people are passed out on the table. Rory is still paging through her book slowly with her tail.
So I have in my pouch like a locket, and there's a picture of my sister on it. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of look down at it, and I start like to clasp at it just for extra comfort.
Definitely emboldens you a bit, and you feel a warmth kind of surge through you.
I can do this kind of thing. So I guess I like meet him and see what's up.
Yeah, you head above deck. It is dark out. There seem to be very few people out here right now. You can see the helmsman. The captain seems to have gone back to his quarters, but the helmsman is at the wheel, making sure you don't die.
No big deal.
Yeah. I would say, like, as soon as you get up and look around, I mean, it's obviously a very big deck. So as you kind of look, you don't see anything immediately, but you do hear, like, kind of muffled whispers. One that, from even this distance, you can be like, oh, yeah, that sounds very slurred. Sounds maybe not in the right mind.
So it's for sure Orf, definitely, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
That's our guy.
Yeah.
So I guess I follow the sound of his voice until it gets louder.
So you kind of have to head to the front, near the front of the ship to do that. And there are like a handful of kind of cargo boxes that you hear the voices behind. It seems to like be blocked from view from most parts of the ship, especially from the helmsman, which is probably why you assume Orf picked this spot to have as much privacy as possible.
Make things discreet.
Yeah, as discreet as Orf can be. As you get closer, make a perception check.
17.
Yeah, oh wow, gosh, you're rolling so well.
I know, thank God.
Hear a second voice, and you recognize it pretty immediately as Arthur. Orf, why did you call me up here?
Oh wait, he's a bad guy, right?
He's the chest dude.
Okay.
Why'd you call me up here at this point? Like, you might blow the cover. I was like, no, we're gonna help us. She's good at magic. She can help. Who? Do you continue or do you just kind of listen in?
I just listen in a little while longer to see what's up.
Gwendolyn, the have-work, she can help us. She might be better at some of this stuff. You want a payday? She'll make sure it happens. Archer's like, we had a plan, Orf. We don't need to add any other elements into it.
I guess I step out quietly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe I could help?
Arthur looks like shocked immediately and kind of stands up straight and like looks very frustrated. Orf turns and gives his famous 3-tooth missing smile. He's like, you made it.
I kind of look at the both of them, sort of like, easy fellas. Like, I don't want to cause any trouble, but I'm traveling to Cortia too because I want to learn more about magic, and I feel like with whatever I have so far, I could probably help you guys, and maybe you could help me in return.
Orf and Arthur kind of look at each other, and he's like, see, she's willing to help. And Arthur kind of gives you a look. Orf, this is a bad idea. And Orf's like, okay. So, we got a little thing going. And Arthur's like, Orf? And he's like, And Orf just keeps going, bowling through him. And Arthur eventually like kind of steps back and puts a hand in his face. Look, the thing I told you about the captain was true. He's been searching the seas for his wife, okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll take diversions and go off because he thinks he sees her in the sunset. He doesn't use the ship well. We could use it better, so we set up a bit of a plan. We just need help executing it.
You guys aren't gonna hurt the captain, are you?
They kind of... no. Not necessarily. Not if the captain doesn't make anyone hurt him, no.
So Gwen, she's not much of a fighter because she doesn't believe in fighting. Like she believes in like dark magic and like the arts, but she's never been one for like battle. And when her parents tried to sort of force her into being like a fighter, she kind of rejected that and went off on her own. So she always tries to live by the rule, like, if there's a way that we could trick this person or get from here to here without causing any damage, then that's like the safest bet. So because she has that like mindset, then she feels a little bit uncomfortable because of what she just heard. Guys, I'm sure there's a way we can do this without hurting anyone. Maybe if we talk to him. Wait, no, that's stupid. Hold on. That's fucking stupid. But there are things we could do. Like, I do have a handful of spells that can create illusions. So maybe if we tried to convince him that one of my spells was his wife, we could, you know, try to get something going on our end without hurting him or causing much trouble.
As you say that, Archer kind of looks at you like very surprised that you're like, fuck it. Like, and Orf kind of hits him in the, see, I told you she could help. And Archer's like, well.
Wait, did he say no?
Archer says, well,
oh,
we certainly
like,
could
no.
use some magical help.
If it's all right if I ask, I just kind of want to know if I'm getting myself into any trouble. So what are you guys setting off to do?
They kind of look between each other. We're gonna try to get the captain to head to an island. At that island we have associates who will be able to take the ship. Then we'll be able to sell it and get a pretty solid payday from it. This is made of red iron one. It's a very, very strong, solid ship that the captain is using to search for someone who's long dead.
Wait, why do you want to steal it from him, though, when your boy's over here in fucking jewels and shit? Like, wouldn't it just make sense to do something else? Or are they both, like, traitors? Like, do they...
Yeah, I mean, you get the sense Orf has lived a life of poverty for a while.
Yeah.
You know, you get the sense that obviously Orf is the quote-unquote inside guy, which, you know, could have probably done better.
Yeah, like I came into it thinking that like, oh, like maybe they have a quest. Maybe there's like a quest or something that they have to do. But like now it kind of just sounds like, oh yeah, no, we're just thieves.
Oh yeah, that's very much the sense you get. Maybe Orf hasn't done this for long, but at the very least, after the life he's lived, he's willing to do this.
I kind of feel bad for him because of his circumstances, so I offer something else. So back in my kingdom, I was pretty like high up there. I don't know how to explain it. Like I wasn't royalty, but like I came from a very rich family. And right now, my town in Omalaa is kind of like in a lot of trouble. And that's why I've gone out to sort of learn magic so I can come back home and, you know, restore what was lost. So I sort of make a deal with him where I say, like, if you help me on my quest, then you won't have to live a day in poverty again. And you can just, like, you know, quit this whole, like, stealing things. Because, like, what'd the captain do? Like, this is a bad guy.
Roll a persuasion check. You get the sense that this is going to be a hard sell for them.
Oh, 16.
Okay. They kind of like look at you. Well, I appreciate that, but this is a quick and easy payday. And from selling the ship, we can get around 20,000 gold just for us doing our part. How would you like 1/3 of that? Wouldn't that help you quite a bit with restoring what you need and helping those that need help?
So I'm in a bit of a tough bind because I don't have that much coins in my purse. but also the whole concept of stealing a ship from someone who's like It's his ship, first of all, and like he's like chasing after his lost love. That's just so sad. Why would I? I wouldn't want to be a part of that. Like, this sounds horrible. So, there's no way to like. But guys, if I know it might seem like jumping through more hoops, but the payout could be much bigger if you help me. I'm highborn, and I'm like showing them my armor. I think I just found like a really bum group by accident.
They kind of like look between each other, and then back at you. So are you gonna help? Orf says.
I'm sorry, fellas. I don't think I can do this. If you ever change your minds and want to, I almost said if you want to fight the good fight, fuck me. If you guys ever change your minds and want to help me with my quest, because I'm pretty much by myself right now, then I would love it. And you would be paid fairly as well. And I just kind of walk off a little bit disappointed.
Well, as you like turn to walk, Archer says, "She knows too much."
Oh, shit.
And you hear the sound of a dagger coming out. I'm going to have you roll initiative.
I hate these guys, by the way. I fucking hate these guys. I rolled a 14.
14. Orf rolled a nat 1, so he's going to... Okay. Yeah. So first up is Archer. He... kind of at his side pulls out a cane and points it at you and seems to try to cast a spell.
Oh, bitch, no. No.
That is a 12 to hit. So what is your AC?
Oh, armor class is 15.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of just like dodge out of the way, like, what the fuck? What the hell?
Okay.
And yeah, he kind of swears. It's like, Orf, stop her. And yeah, you're up.
What a dick. Okay, let me try to figure out what am I gonna do. I could throw missiles at them. I could, yeah, you know what? How about I do a magic missile spell? Can I do that?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, 1.
Okay, so that's 2 damage on the first dart.
Also 1.
2 on the second. And who are you aiming it at? Archer or?
Okay, so I'll hit Archer, Mr. Moneybags first.
Okay. So first one hit Archer, second one, that was also a 2. Who do you want that to hit?
To hit Orf.
Okay, and then your third one?
Third one is a 3.
Okay, and who do you want that to hit?
Orf, because I think he might be like the bronze. I'm not sure. Like, I think he might be the muscle right now.
Yeah. You definitely get the sense that hurt him a fair bit. But he is still
What
up.
an asshole, man.
And he has his knife up. He's going to run towards you. Or do you want to move away? Do you want to do anything else?
I guess I just like run, like make some distance.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of dark too, right?
Start moving away. You hear Orf chasing after you. Like, no.
So I'm like running and screaming like, you fucking bastards.
Yeah, the helmsman seems to notice to a degree, I'd say, as you start running. And yeah, Orf is gonna run up to you and try to hit you with the knife he pulled out.
I hate this guy.
He's at disadvantage because he is drunk.
Oh, right.
So...
I hope he misses.
First one is a natural 3, so that's gonna... Both are 3, so he rolled terrible for both of them, and he has to take the lower. So yeah, he swings and misses you, and it kind of digs into the wood of the thing. As you're running, next up would be Archer, and he steps out, says, "Somebody, stop her! She's attacked us!" And now it is your turn.
Okay. Oh, asshole. Absolute asshole. Okay. I'm like thinking, what can I do? You make yourself... I just found a way to make this really freaking, like, redundant. It's like, what if I disguise myself? Let's see. You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends. Okay. Maybe I could do something with that. Maybe I could disguise myself. But not now. Not now. I think I'm just gonna blast him with a firebolt because he's an asshole.
Okay. So at Archer?
Yeah.
Alright.
So, 15. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 will hit. Yeah, you get Archer right in the chest.
What is that? That's a 5.
5. Yeah, you hit Archer in the chest. And he just kind of like yells out as his clothes start to set ablaze.
No.
Like, see? She's trying to kill us!
This is horrible! Oh no. Okay, so I got him, but he's not like fully out for the count, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Did anyone notice? Like, did anyone hear him, or?
It seems like the helmsman did, and the voice definitely carried, and I think your yelling also would have carried.
Fuck.
So you do start to hear people kind of rustling.
Oh no.
Down
Oh no,
below.
no. Can I disguise myself right now?
So Firebolt would be your action. You can keep running, but disguise self, you would have to wait till your next turn.
Yeah, okay, I'll hide. I'll go and hide behind some, like, barrels or something.
Yeah, so you keep running. Orf is on your trail. You imagine it'll be hard to, like, get out of sight from Orf.
He's slow and drunk. He's slow and drunk.
That's true. That is true. So you certainly can try. First, I'll have you roll a perception check.
Okay. I hate these two. Oh my god, I rolled a 3.
Yeah, you look around and you're like, coiled rope. There's a big thing of coiled rope there. You just kind of try to slide behind it.
Yeah, just like...
Okay. Yeah, you slide there. I'll have you make a stealth check because it's a pretty shitty spot. Disadvantage. So you roll twice and take the lower.
Like, just for the record, I've been doing, like, pretty good rolls right up until it gets tense.
Yeah, until it matters.
Yeah. Oh, 14. Okay, that's not so bad.
14, and then what's your stealth check?
Oh, +1.
Okay,
Yeah, so 15.
So 15 total. Pretty good. And for a drunk Orf, yeah, he kind of like looks around like, what? How's she? And like does not know where you went. Archer still sees you, even though you are kind of blocked from him being able to shoot spells. And he kind of yells to Orf, "She's there, you buffoon!"
No.
But like Orf doesn't have enough time to like recognize or get to you.
At this point, can I like run again and then do a spell, or?
So first up, Archer is gonna get to act.
Okay.
And he is actually going to try to attack you. You will get like an advantage because of partial cover, so it'll be pretty hard for him to hit.
Okay, good.
But yeah, he is going to shoot what seems to be a bolt at you. That's a natural 1, so wouldn't matter. It just like flies off the side of the ship, and it's almost like a flare going out into the night. And
Haha.
you are up now.
Okay. Could I run out of sight so he doesn't see me and then do the spell now?
You certainly could try, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to find somewhere where I'm out of sight from him, and then I'm gonna disguise myself into one of the men that was like within range of hearing. What are they called? Because you said some people heard.
Some nondescript sailor.
Oh, okay, right, right. So I'm gonna
very
polymorph.
Clear NPC.
I'm gonna polymorph into an NPC. Pretty much.
Okay. So you want to turn into someone else, but you want to find a spot where you can like duck behind, hopefully without being noticed.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing as before. You roll a perception check to see if you can find a good spot.
Please give me a good spot. 18? 18. Okay.
Yeah, you find some more cargo boxes that you're like, I can slip behind there. Now you're gonna make a stealth check.
A 3.
A 3. You get behind it.
Does the +1 for stealth, does that help?
Yeah.
Okay, 4.
A 4. Yes. Oh yeah, no one sees you. Uh, no, you get there. It seems like Orf and Arter see you, or know where you are at the very least.
Fuck. Okay.
Like, they see you dart behind some boxes.
Okay.
You know, they can't, like, see you, but they're like, oh, yeah. She went behind there.
Okay, so I disguise myself, and is Orf, like, near me? Because what I wanted to happen was, like, I disguise myself into an NPC, and then he comes by, and I'm like, you're dreaming. Just like, you're dreaming, because he's drunk, so go back to sleep.
You might be able to pull that over on Orf.
Maybe.
Arter, unfortunately. I don't know
he's a little more,
yeah.
Okay, maybe just disguise myself and just walk down into the ship and, like, get back to safety.
Yeah, okay. So you disguise yourself. Are you doing exactly as, like, one of the nondescript sailors, or, like, you know, adding, like, a beauty mark on the cheek or something, like, to be a little different? Or
My eyes are, like, crimson red.
Yeah.
Like...
Okay. Gosh. Yeah, you do that, and then do you just walk out from the boxes? Or?
Yeah, just like, nothing to see here.
Okay. So yeah, as all of this is happening, you start to hear a handful of footsteps that seem to be reacting to the various yells. You know, and people being like, what's happening? What happened? And, you know, the helmsman seems to have come around and walk towards all of you to see what's going on.
I should have turned myself into him and been like, there's no problem. Like, it's nothing. Fuck.
Well, he still would have been there, though. He'd be like, what the
true.
fuck?
Okay. Don't listen to him,
Yeah.
like the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah. But yeah, so they all start coming above deck. Like, what's the commotion? What's happening? And you see Arter. The half-orc. She attacked us. She attacked Orf and I.
So
Orf.
I'm still there as the NPC, right? Or am I gone?
You're, like,
Okay,
behind
so-
the boxes. Do you want to step out?
Is it possible to, like, blend in with the guys who just came up and, like, say things like, I didn't hear anything? Like...
So you'd imagine it'd be hard because, like, you get the sense Arter is kind of pointing right where you just went behind, you know?
Ah, okay.
So, like, people are kind of, like, focused on the boxes that you're hiding behind.
I should have just turned into a box. Okay, so I'm behind the boxes. He just pointed to behind the boxes. And where's Orf? He's, like, drunk still, right?
Yeah. And you imagine standing kind of in the center of the ship, probably hiding his knife.
What if I say something like, sorry guys, got into a bit of a scuffle with Orf over here. He's not looking too good. Sort of make it seem like he's just a drunkard who, like, got into trouble.
Are you saying that as, like, disguised as the sailor, or?
Yeah, so, like,
Okay.
oh, I found this guy. He's in bad shape. Just sort of playing into it, like, I think he's drunk. Like,
You can certainly try that.
okay, I'll try to blame it on his tipsiness. Like, I don't really know how to handle the other guy, though, but I'll just be like, I found this guy's blabbering on about who knows what. These two were having a grand old time up here. Like, and hopefully they believe me.
Yeah. You definitely, so you step out and
Yeah.
you're like, this Orf.
There it is. Ah.
Yeah. Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm scared. 11. Persuasion +1, so 12, right?
12. Okay.
Okay.
They kind of, like, look at you confused.
Uh-oh.
And Arter steps forward. He's like, I don't know where she went, but this man is lying.
Aren't you and your friend drunk?
I am not drunk.
Oh, but look at your friend over there. He can barely stand. And your shirt's burned. No non-drunk person would be powering around the place. Like, come on. You need some rest and a hot shower.
He kind of looks at you. Make a deception check.
Okay. 15.
15.
But plus 2, so 17. I'm catching on.
He kind of like looks at you very confused, and you see like recognition hit in his eyes, and the rest of the crew is kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And they kind of like look between you and Arthur.
Well, he has been drinking a lot, so I'm guessing what happened was he came up here showing him whatever. I don't know. All I know is that this guy's on fire or was on fire. This guy is clearly drunk, so they must have been goofing around, bumped their heads, and got a little bit confused. Dick.
Asshole. Bastard. The crew just seems like very confused, and they kind of look at Orf and they're like, well, that does sound like Orf. Like,
oh yeah, he was up here talking about the captain and his wife. You know that story, guys.
Arthur steps forward, though. This person is lying. And they all look, it's like, I mean, look at Orf, you know, and Orf's kind of like, at this point, just swaying back and forth.
But also, he's still, like, his clothes are tattered, right? Because it's all...
Yeah.
Okay, so he looks the part, okay.
Mm-hmm. It definitely does, he doesn't seem credible, Arthur, in this moment.
Good. I can assure you, fellas, just give them some time, and then maybe we could all talk later to figure out what happened. But I just chalk it up to, you know, boys will be boys.
Okay. They all kind of like look and seem weird, and one whispers to another, and, you know, one of the crewmen goes below deck. They don't really know what to make of it. Obviously, you know, in your deception and you being intelligent, you get the sense like, yeah, this isn't going to last for long, but at least I have bought like some time.
Yeah, to like get back and try to do something.
Yeah. So one of the crewmen goes down and another says, why don't we all just stay right here and we can figure out exactly what's going on and where the confusion is. I'm sure it's all going to be fine.
Also, they want to figure it out now. And it's still in my polymorph.
Yeah, you're still disguised.
Damn it. What should I do? I just...
You're definitely in a pickle.
Yeah, I'm here with, like, my red eyes, NPC, like... Maybe I could cast a spell, and then it'll sort of draw their attention to somewhere else.
Yeah, so at this point, you are out of first level spells, but you'd have your cantrip still.
Okay, so the firebolt and the dancing lights. Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, how about I cause a distraction?
Okay.
So I create orbs that come out of, like, nowhere. And it sort of surrounds the NPCs just to, like, entice them and lead them off somewhere else.
Okay.
I hope they fall for it.
Do you have, like, a certain color you want to use?
Oh, they're green. Like in
Okay.
Orf's story where the fire was green.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have you roll a sleight of hand to kind of, you know, hide you doing whatever, the snap of the fingers or whatever you need to do to cast the spell. So yeah, roll a sleight of hand.
20. Oh, fuck. 20.
20?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Right when you needed it.
I know.
Most. Yeah. So yeah, the green lights kind of appear out of nowhere around them and start swirling around the people. At this moment, you see the sailor coming up. You hear him talking. You see two silhouettes behind him, and he's saying, yeah, there's some weird fight. One guy's saying another's a liar, whatnot. And the green lights continue through, and as you see the captain and the first mate peek into sight, like the captain's eyes lock on the green lights as you like move them just around the ship to like the front of it, away from where you are?
Yeah, they're like pointing in a direction like a compass, and then I point and I'm like, like from the story, to sort of get people.
Yeah. The lights go and you see the captain, like, just his eyes widen and almost can see the lights that you've cast reflecting in his eyes, and he starts walking towards them as, you know, they move like a directional, like, go this way.
Yeah, mesmerize him.
Yeah. He starts following them, and as he's doing it, the rest of the crew seems pretty freaked out and surprised by it as well, and starts moving along with him as he kind of runs in the direction. Just, are you moving it just away from
Oh
you?
yeah,
like,
away
giving
from
yourself
me,
space?
and kind of like it eventually goes into the ship and then like eventually disappears after that. But as it's like going out away from me, I whisper or like throw my voice and I'm like, quick lads.
Yeah. You yell it out and people start moving towards it, and follow away. And everyone except for you, Orf, and Artur start moving. Artur kind of just looks at you and like slowly turns his head, like realizing, the three of us, even on opposing sides, have really fucked this up. And he kind of looks at you.
I look over at him, still maintaining that I'm not the same person. And I'm like, isn't it amazing? And I go and I run. I run towards where they're going, but I'm actually like just trying to get back to my room.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you kind of like do that and then try to sneak through the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a stealth check. It's less of like creepy crawly, I'm sneaking, and more of like blending in, Ezio, Assassin's
That was
Creed
really
bullshit.
hard, by the way.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, because you're in a very tough situation, and your deception like is not one that will last. You know, it's like this will last for 5 minutes, but that's all I need.
A 9, or it's a 6. Yeah, it's a 6 with a dot.
6.
Yes.
Okay. And then plus whatever your stealth is, which I don't
1.
think is
1.
Yeah. You move through. It seems like Artur's eyes are following you as you start to head down.
Oh, come on.
You seem to have lost Orf, who, after a minute, or after a couple seconds of standing there not following the lights, he does kind of like turn his head and say, maybe it is true. But Artur is going to follow you down as you move down the steps.
As I'm like heading out, am I able to cast another spell like on myself?
So you're out of first level ones, and I think you just have Dancing Lights and Firebolt.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, the crew follows the lights. You head down, and Artur is definitely onto you still.
I could run to my room, lock the door, and just be like, "Hey, what's poppin'?"
So your room is just like a partition.
Sure.
So you'd need to run to like the captain's quarters or his room.
Oh no! Oh, you're right. Yeah. Oh my god! It's just like a blanket and a hammock. Like I'm not protected. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. I'm thinking like, what could I do while my other spell is like distracting those guys? Because I'm guessing it's still going, right?
Yeah.
Or did it already like disappear?
I would say it's still going. I mean, you can really use it. Let's see. Its concentration lasts for a minute. I'd say it's still going for a little bit longer, but it will disappear, within like 20 seconds probably.
Okay, so I run down and... there's nowhere to hide. There's no... Okay, I gotta think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he caught on. He's, like, following me. And I can't go to my room because, like, I have no protection there. I could go into the captain's quarters. Oh, no. Dude, I'm scared. I'm, like, thinking, what could I do? Because I could potentially hide behind something, attack him, but that won't really do anything because, like, I'm still wide open and, like, I should have just followed the rest of them and, like...
Yeah, but your stealth check, was low, so you still would have followed.
Yeah. Would have been like, they're over there with the eyes, like... Okay. So what are my options down there?
You could head to the mess hall area, head to the captain's quarters, head to Archer's quarters. You could try to hide and certainly get the drop on him.
I think I'll probably go to the mess.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you head that direction. As you're just sprinting. Yeah.
The mess was like the area with the food and stuff, right? Like the...
Huh?
The mess was the area with the food and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go down there and see if I could hide, and maybe he'll just, like, give up. Maybe.
Yeah, so you walk in and you see, Bodil cleaning a few of the tables. What's the commotion up there?
Oh, you should have seen it. A cluster of orbs. It was amazing. Everything the captain was saying. The orbs, they were green. It was crazy. You missed it. But would you mind not telling anyone I'm here?
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Wow, that was really forward and really dumb, first of all.
I like the idea that, Gwendolyn is a super genius, but it's like the smart friend that when you put them in, a smart situation, they're like, oh.
Yeah, she Hermione's, and she, buckles. I rolled a 19.
Yeah. 19. He's like, yeah, are you okay? Look, just hop behind the bar.
Oh, yeah, dude, I used to be a bartender, and you know how it is, right? You know how it is. I'm just trying to, find some common ground as I'm hiding.
Okay, so are you just gonna pop down behind the bar?
Yeah, and I say, if anyone asks where I am, please, tell them you haven't seen me. I've had a very rough day, and I don't want to deal with people. The hospitality business, it's rough.
What's your name again? I'm new. I don't know everyone's name yet. I'm sorry.
Oh, Edward.
Edward.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I should have known that.
No, that's fine. You're doing good, by the way. You're doing great.
You start to hear, footsteps coming from the hallway behind. Roll a stealth check to see how well you've hidden.
Please. Every time I roll a stealth check, I have a heart attack. Is that a 9 or is it a 6? I think that's a 6, isn't it?
Yeah, so the bar's pretty big. You get behind it and, start leaning against it with all your weight.
Okay.
And you hear footsteps come in, and then you hear Archer's voice. Has anyone come in here? Bodil is just like, no one's come in here. No one. And Archer, you imagine, is giving him the very, sure.
Yeah, I can't trust this guy. I'm under the table, mouthing, thank you.
Bodil kind of, looks down and gives, a wink.
No! Oh my God!
And Archer, you hear taking steps closer and closer. You're sure no one's come in here at all? Bodil's like, no, everyone just left, going above deck. Apparently there's these amazing green orbs out there. Archer's like, how would you know that?
Oh my god.
Oh, I saw it through the window. And he points, and there's a little circular window on the side. That
perfect for an orb. Perfect.
If theoretically you could. You keep hearing footsteps. Then a moment later, you just hear a crack of what sounds to be a cane slamming across someone's face, and you feel Bodil land on the ground next to you.
Oh no.
Hear a voice say, you don't want him dead, do you?
Oh no, I don't.
Come out, Gwendolyn. Wherever you are.
Oh no. I'm gonna kill this guy. Fuck him, honestly. This guy's a dick. This guy's a dick. Let's see, what attacks do I have? I'm trying to figure this out on the spot. Oh, what an asshole. I come out. Really? Really? going through all this trouble. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just minding my own business. What do you want?
I don't have many options now, Gwendolyn. That idiot up there ruined our plan, and, with you alive, puts me in great danger.
You put yourself in more danger with all this stuff that just happened. But okay, alright, sure, okay. Great. So I guess we're gonna fight each other, I don't know.
Your other option is to jump off the ship.
I gotta get to... Dude. I just like broke character for a second.
I gotta get to Cortia, you fucking asshole.
You fucking asshole. Oh my god, I could do that. Or you could just turn around and do that, rather than causing trouble for the poor captain.
He kind of looks at you,
We're gonna
like
play?
very much trying to be like, what do I do with this fucking end of a Coen Brothers ass movie situation I found myself in where everything's gone wrong? That's not an option. And it looks like he's about to, point his cane at you and...
About to fucking Patronus me with... I guess I have to attack. But I don't like to fight. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to fight. Here's my moral dilemma. Let's go into the brain right now.
The moments before making
she doesn't
an
like
action.
to fight. Yeah. Like, I'm so stupid. When you're playing Fallout, like the battle sequence, it like slows down. But like, she doesn't want to fight. She has an end goal. She just wants two things. She wants to learn more about magic so she can go home and kick some ass, basically. Avenge like her fallen comrades. She doesn't really have time for anything else that's going on. But she also feels bad for the captain and knows that what they're doing is wrong. So, might as well get rid of this guy. And he's an asshole. Guess I don't have the first level attacks anymore, do I?
You have Firebolt, though.
That's true, I do. Okay, let's get rid of this guy, because, like, he's annoying.
So, it seems like both of you are about to make your attack at the same, moment. Both of you casting your expected whatever the fuck, So you're gonna roll initiative. So we're pretty much rolling to see who shoots first.
It's an 11.
11. So he actually gets to act first here.
Oh, no.
So you see energy kind of coming up at the end of his cane, and he points it at you. Does a 15 hit?
No! What if I die?
That's your AC?
Oh god, armor?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, so it hits. 15 just hits. You get hit by the firebolt and take 4 points of fire damage.
No.
You gotta still be up. I know you're level 1, so you're pretty squishy. But...
Oh wait, I have a relentless endurance special, by the way. I don't know if that like helps me at all.
So that gets you back. Yeah, that's really good.
God.
If you hit 0, you'll get back up. But so what's your HP total?
7. Jesus Christ.
Okay. So took 4 damage, you're down to 3.
Okay.
Now you are up as you take a shot to the shoulder and it burns and you're like, oh fuck.
So now it's my turn. I rolled D20.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my god, Raz. Oh, 16! 16!
16.
Okay.
16 will hit. You, what do you, are you using your hands mostly to cast spells? I guess I haven't asked.
I have a wand with me, but
Okay.
I don't know if that does anything, does it?
Yeah, I think it's whatever you really want your, focus to be.
Yeah, just a wand, just that's it.
Okay, yeah. So do you want to be casting it out of that or just your
Yeah,
hands?
we'll go the Harry Potter route and just
your red expecto patronum.
Yeah.
Comes out. So now roll a d10 for damage.
Okay. I believe it's a 6.
Yeah. With 6 damage, already pretty badly hurt. He kind of looks at you, sees that his spell didn't take you out, and a moment of panic is just etched on his face as then your spell takes him in the chest and he flies 3 feet off the ground, drops his cane, and lands spread eagle on one of the tables,
Oh my god.
seemingly unconscious.
Did I kill him?
Were you aiming to kill or aiming to...
I think just aiming to knock him out.
That's kind of what I figured. Like, if you were aiming to kill, you probably would have hit him in the head, you know? Like, but this is the chest. It seems like if untreated, he will probably die, you know?
Oh, Lord.
As he's kind of like burning and bleeding. He kind of falls spread eagle onto the table. You hear a very muffled voice kind of on the ground at your feet now because you would have stood up. Of Bodo's like, oh, my nose is broken.
Are you okay, Bodo?
He stands up and you just see like his face is a fucking mess.
Oh
just
my
blood pouring
God.
down.
You look...
What's going on? Why are you...
Oh, you look like a mess. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Are you still disguised?
No, I came out of the disguise as soon as...
It.
Yeah.
Oh, it was you all along? What?
Yes.
He just seems very confused. Concussed and magic, you know, it's a bad combination.
Yeah, he's just coming out of it. He's just... I am so sorry. That was just something I had to do to buy myself some time. Please forgive me. What can I do? Is there anything I could do to like fix his nose with magic or...
Probably nothing with that you have. You could do like a medicine check.
I'm so sorry about your nose.
It'll be fine. It'll be okay, I'm sure. Well, hey, thanks for helping me with that.
No problem. Because I'm sure the guy's still sprawled out on his table over there.
Yeah. You start to hear like footsteps coming down from above.
Oh, okay. So I look at him quickly and I'm like, we have to warn the captain. That guy is trying to take over the ship with Orf. Fuck Orf.
But Orf's such a nice, funny guy. He's only been nice.
I know it's hard to explain, but just look what happened. Your nose, man. Like,
you start to see people coming in. Orf is leading the way. A few sailors coming behind. He's like, see, I told you she's trying to kill and take the ship. She probably made the lights. And he kind of moves to the side as the captain steps forward, looks at you, looks at the table with the unconscious man on it, looks at his chef bleeding.
Oh no.
Profusely from the face. The captain says, you have 30 seconds to tell me what's going on here.
So I look over at my, what's his name again?
Bodil.
I'm sorry, Bodil. I look over at Bodil and like, I don't know, I kind of hope that he'll say the right thing. But also, I look back at the captain and I just blurt out, God, I fucked up, man. I blurt out, they're trying to take over your ship. And I was only trying to protect you.
He kind of looks at you. More details, and he snaps his fingers.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Well, Orf and the money bags on the table over there were conspiring against you to take your ship and do some importer-exporter bullshit. And when I told them I didn't want any part of it, then they instead decided to attack me. And that's how we got here, and that's how this guy has a bloody nose, because I was trying to hide, and then he attacked him. Please, believe me.
Bodil says, she's telling the truth. He kind of looks at you, doesn't seem fully convinced, but also doesn't seem like this person's full of shit. You know?
I kind of add, please, I'm just trying to learn magic. I'm exhausted.
He kind of looks over to Orf. It's like, Orf, is any of what she said true? Orf's like, Captain. Captain. No, you know I wouldn't do that. I don't know this guy. I've never met Archer before in my life. The captain looks. How'd you know his name then?
Ooh.
I had the list, I memorize it. Captain's like, he turns to his first mate. Put him in the brig. Orf's like, Captain, come on, come now.
That's what you get.
Come on,
you
just
motherfucking piece of shit. Just like.
Luckily for you, in a situation like this, with Orf being the fucking one trying to continue the deception, and the fact that you got him drunk beforehand. Doesn't even matter how persuasive you are.
Yeah.
He needs to be.
I think I've got the high ground on here.
Yeah. They kind of drag Orf away as he's like, Captain! And yeah, the captain looks at you with the lights you.
Yes. I heard the stories you told about finding your wife. And when they went to chase me, I had to come up with some kind of distraction. So I figured the best way to get everyone away was to use the story. And for that, I'm sorry.
He kind of looks at you. Not really with an understanding look or a forgiving look, but also not with anger or anything like that. Just acknowledging your words, and he nods. I don't want to hear anything more from you this trip.
Yes, Captain.
Keep it a quiet one.
Okay, I'll be quiet. Fuck.
And he turns and walks out, and everyone just kind of like, as he, turns away, he's like, someone clean that up. And a few of the sailors, pick up the man that you, money bags over there, Arthur. Move him away.
And as they take him away, I just kind of scoff, and I'm like, money bags. While I'm still wearing my armor, by the way. Just make that clear.
Bodil's like, well, you want me to make you something?
I look at him and I just kind of sigh, but more of like a sigh of relief. I'm just like, yeah, Bodil, I'd like that. I'd really like that.
Bodil starts cooking something up. Soup again, as it was what you requested before.
Yeah.
Eventually the food comes warm, and this weird day eventually passes behind you as you continue to sail along on the Golden Gale. With an odd crew, but a little less odd now that Orf is in the brig.
Fuck that guy.
And eventually, you find yourself in the city of Endon in the country of Cortia. And that is where we're going to end this session.
Yay! I didn't die!
You survived! Oh, gosh. So that went way different than how I thought it would. Your play to get Orf very drunk, and the fact that you rolled so well on all of those things, like persuasion. I was
fucking nervous. I was like, please, nothing lower than a 5, please.
Yeah, it just all worked out so well in the perfect way to disrupt the plans I had. Well, and you were so suspicious right away. I figured what was gonna happen is, time would pass and they would do one thing in secret, there's a green emerald on board, and the captain would find it. And it'd be these slow clues that you'd be like, huh, this is weird. This is not adding up. Someone's fucking with the captain. But very quickly, you're get him drunk, convince him to let me in on his plan, and then be like, no, bro, I'm not doing the plan. So it just ended up very interesting. And a clusterfuck that.
It went in part with the character though, because even though she's kind of a loner, then she's looking for an army to take back home. So it was kind of maybe I can ask these guys, but she's super moral. So then it was fuck.
Yeah. So I was definitely, while planning, I was knowing your backstory.
Yeah.
Would she do this thing to get a lot of gold to help raise her army, or would her morals get in the way?
Yeah.
And I especially like that, as she's such a low level character right now, early on the journey, probably still pretty the world's okay.
Yeah. But she left her town with trust fund kind of money. So she left with a lot, but eventually it just kind of dwindled down to nothing.
Well, definitely a lot of fun. Definitely way different. And I think I love when sessions get into those moments where it's like, I need a quick deception to buy myself a couple minutes in game, you know?
Yeah.
And just like rolling well enough to get through that to a point where like you don't get thrown overboard.
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like in the beginning, because like one, like I haven't played this in like a long while, like I feel like a little nervous because it started off kind of like, well, okay, gotta use your imagination. Like, I hope that I have enough to like offer. And then I think as we got into it, it was like, oh, okay, this is becoming something.
Yeah. Well, it also worked well because like, you know, had you not taken out Arthur near the end, like he would have done a much better job trying to convince the captain that you're like trying to fuck shit up, you know, like he had the ability to talk through situations, but you rolled really well early on when the first distractions happened. So things turned out all right, surprisingly.
Oh my God. That's great.
I
and
hope
also,
you enjoyed it.
I did. It was a lot of fun, especially like towards like the middle. I was like, okay, all right, I don't want to fuck this up.
Yeah. Well, for anyone who has listened this far, thank you. I appreciate you. You know, I think that's it. You got any sign-offs to say?
Well, I don't know, because we kind of said it earlier before, like I do little YouTube videos, slight video essays, more like retro rewinds about some of your favorite classic video games like Donkey Kong Country and other things like that. So, I mean, that's all I got on my end, but this is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing this.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Everyone listening, have a great day and or night, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.